Welcome to The Worthy Woman, a podcast for the intuitive, ambitious woman who's ready to regulate her nervous system, reconnect with her body, and rise to the next level of success, health, and purpose. I'm your host, Jo, manual osteopath, holistic coach, and nervous system guide, here to walk with you as you heal from the inside out and create a life and a business that actually feels good. On this podcast, we explore the connection between your body, emotions, subconscious patterns, and your ability to lead, create, and live from your worth. Let's get into today's episode. If you are ready to start 2026 with real clarity, momentum, you need to join me on January 2nd for the 2026 Energetic Reset. This is a live virtual event that I'm hosting, and we are going to look back at 2025 honestly. We're going to look at the patterns that kept you stuck, the things that worked, the things that did not, and then we're going to map out the energy of 2026 and what you truly want to step into. And then to anchor it all in together, we're going to finish with a powerful Holy Fire Reiki experience to clear the energetic baggage, fears, and old identities that are no longer coming with you. If you're ready for a clean slate, save your spot down in the show notes. Hello. Welcome back to the Worthy Woman podcast. So today I want to talk about something that's been unfolding in my life lately, and it's a very powerful mix of like expansion and fear and alignment and the kinds of opportunities that kind of make you look around and go like, is this real freaking life? Like, what is going on, right? And I'm sharing this because I know so many women feel this in their own way. And this, I feel like, could be the message that maybe you need to hear right now. And if anything, maybe a little bit of inspiration, right? So we'll dive in and we'll see kind of how you feel and what this triggers within you. So over the last few weeks, I have just noticed this huge shift in me. And it's like an internal shift. I don't really feel like anything outside of me has changed to make this stuff happen. I have had opportunities that have been coming towards me that just feel kind of like, some of them feel surreal. I feel like everything's just happening at once. There's collaborations, invitations, connections. It's like doors are starting to kind of like fly open, and I haven't even really had to like knock very hard to open them, or if at all, right? And so I especially last week, I was just like, is this real life? Like, I was so jazzed and so lit up in like the best way, where you're just like, I don't know what's going on, right? But then also it's like things are changing, and there's like a groundedness that I'm like, I'm so ready for this shift, and I'm so ready for this change. And the thing about this, though, is that as much as it like feels like nothing outside of me has changed, this also didn't just happen, right? This is the result of an entire year of me really working on myself, really doing the deep inner work, the energetic work, because at the end of 2024, I knew that something needed to shift within me. I knew that my mindset, my energy, my beliefs, everything, like I had to start to shift these things if I wanted to create a life that I kept dreaming about, right? Because I was doing all of the strategy and I was doing all of the like marketing and like, you know, I've become more clear over that this year as well, but I was still doing it, you know, and there was still things holding me back from showing up online and being consistent in my business, feeling like I was connected to the things that I wanted to do, right? And so I spent most of 2025 doing this work where I cleared blocks, I released limiting beliefs, I worked through the fear of being seen. That was earlier in the year. And then I shifted the way that I started to think about myself, my work, my values, my visibility, my money, right? And I actually got trained in Reiki this year, which most of you know. In May, I took my level 1 and level 2. And then in the fall, I took my level 3, which is the Reiki Master. And all of these just like blew me wide open. Like the amount of things that have shifted is freaking nuts. I have done more meditation, more inner work, and more energetic healing this year than I have done in my entire life. And it's changed everything. And I was always like a person who I would kind of do things, but I wouldn't always follow through with stuff, right? And so there's just been this huge shift in me and how I show up, and it's changed me. It's changed my energy. It's changed the way that opportunities can find me. Because when you shift internally, the external world can actually finally rearrange itself to kind of meet you where you are, right? And so, yes, it took time. I think everyone's timeline and progress is a little bit different. Also depends like how much work you're doing all at once, right? Like I took these things, like these things happened over time as well, right? These shifts, because literally the lineup of it just happened that way. And I did also a lot of this, like other than my Reiki trainings and stuff, like I did a lot of this on my own, right? Like I had to find out these opportunities and these situations and things like all by myself. And this is why I'm so passionate about the work that I do now with women and their businesses, because doing this solo is so much harder than it needs to be, right? And when you have support and you have guidance, it just makes everything so much easier, and you don't feel alone. And there's someone there to kind of like keep you on track, and like they're focused on the goal, you're focused on the goal, and you kind of move together. And that's something that I really, really value when it comes to basically coaching, like coaching in any form, whether it's your health, your business, relationships, whatever. I just feel like it's so important to have other people who can kind of help guide you and keep you on track when you're feeling a little wobbly, So here's something that I remind myself and my clients of often is that fear rarely goes away just because things start working, okay? And sometimes the fear gets louder, right? Because this expansion activates our nervous system. And so our body doesn't always recognize these new things as good. It just sees it as new, and therefore we don't know what this is, right? And this newness can feel unsafe, and even when it's something that we want or have wanted for a very long time, right? And so the work isn't necessarily to eliminate the fear. It's to be able to support your body enough so that the fear doesn't pull you back into those old patterns, right? It's literally what energetic recalibration starts to look like. And it's what starts to happen when you're outgrowing your old identity and starting to step into the new one. So in my personal experience, like I've been working through a lot of money blocks and, looking at my mindset, my limiting beliefs around some of that. And what I've been noticing recently is like the way I used to feel when money things would come up or payments and big expenses, I would kind of panic inside. Like I was like, there'd be this like internal feeling of like panic or anxiousness around money. How am I going to pay that? How am I going to make this work? Like I want to make this work. How am I going to make it work? Right. And what I've noticed recently is that awareness of the fact that I have to pay those things is there. But I'm not having the physical response as much. So I'm just having to be like, okay, we're just like one foot in front of the other. We're just taking action. We're just moving forward. We're doing the things that I know I need to do in order to create the change that I'm looking for. My body and my mind are not freaking out as much as they would have, let's say, last December, right? And I feel like that's also an indication of this energetic shift, this mental subconscious shift, right? Like my body is not physically responding to the reality, we'll say, of the situation, but it's also not like blowing it out of proportion, because sometimes that's what can happen, right? And so these shifts and these new opportunities and me not having as much like fear and like worry and all these sorts of things, like this is all stuff that I guide through women through inside my elevated and embodied program, right? Because I don't want women to have to do this like all on their own the way that I had to, right? Like I want you to be able to have support, and I don't want you to spend a whole year trying to piece together the tools, the practices, the beliefs. And honestly, it's been more than a year. It's been like 5 years, if not my whole life. You have to piece together all the different tools and the nerve system work and the energetic work that it took me so long to navigate, right? And I created this program because I wanted to give you everything that I've learned from my osteopathic background, my emotional healing stuff, my energetic training, my Reiki training, right? In a way that actually supports you fully, right? And so the same work that has helped me shift my energy and expand my capacity and heal old patterns and open the doors that I'm stepping into now, that is the work that I do with you, right? In Elevated and Embodied, we build the foundation so that opportunities can find you, so that expansion in your business feels safe and possible and grounded, right? So your body is aligned with the desires and not trying to fight against it, right? And this is where you shift into alignment. So like the external world can actually finally match where you are and what you've been calling in, right? And it's actually cool. I had a breakthrough session, a business energetic breakthrough session, which I actually have only 3 of those left for December. So if you want to get in on those, that's a perfect way to kind of like work with me in a small way, right? It's like a 90-minute session. They're only $97. But I had a session with someone last week, and she was like, I'm struggling because I know I need an office space. Like she's like working out of her house, but she just has like a bedroom. Like she doesn't have any space. And she's like, I know I need an office space because like my bedroom is a place for rest. So I just want to relax. I just want to sleep. Like I don't want to do any work when I'm in my bedroom. Totally fair, right? And so we were talking about this and we were looking at like, okay, well, what are some options, things that you could kind of look at, from a more practical perspective. And then we did the energetic clearing because the business energetic breakthrough session has like 45 minutes to an hour of us like chatting, figuring out your blocks, what's going on, nervous system patterns, all that kind of stuff. And then the last like 30 to 45 minutes is the Reiki portion. So I actually do a distance Reiki session on you. You just kind of like lay down, relax, take in the treatment. And I had her appointment with her on the Tuesday, and by Friday she had manifested an office space. So it's like when we can clean up the energetic debris, we can clean up the blocks, we can clean up our energy, things naturally find us. And it can ease up things in your business, right? And so now she's excited. She's excited to get to work. She put together the whole room and all this kind of stuff, right? And so, obviously for some reason that doorway and that opportunity wasn't opening up for her before. But now it decided to. And so when we do this energetic work, those shifts can start to happen. And they seem like, you're like, is this crazy? Like, is this a coincidence? Is this right? Because you don't have like physical proof that those things are tied. But I mean, it's a pretty wild thing that like, she's been working like this for months and months and months. And then we do a session together and then that door opens for her, right? And this is kind of how I've been feeling my life has been. It's like I've done this work all year and I'm just like now it's like things are coming into my field, right? And it's just like, where the heck are they coming from, So if you are wanting to step into this kind of work, but maybe kind of curious and not sure if you're ready for the full program yet, the business energetic breakthrough sessions are going to be perfect for you. These are for women who feel stuck, blocked, overwhelmed, and really want clarity, direction, and energetic alignment now. So it's a great starting point. It's low offer, right? It's $97. So it's a powerful way to experience deep work in a single session. And then from there, if you choose that you want to work with me in my program, you get to use that $97 as we'll say a discount. You can use that money towards coming into the group and the session. The other thing that you would have heard at the beginning of this episode is that we are doing a reset for 2026. So I am hosting a live virtual 2026 energetic reset. It's on January 2nd. It's 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There will be a replay if you can't make it. It's going to be $33, and we are going to release all the stuff from 2025 that you don't want to bring with you. We're going to get clear on what you are bringing into the new year and what you want to attract. So we're going to journal, reflect, set some intentions, talk about the 2026 energy, and then we're going to end with a 20 to 30 minute Holy Fire Reiki experience for the group to clear any energetic and emotional residue, so that you can start 2026 open, grounded, and ready for expansion. Okay, so if you are interested in that, that link will also be down below. But I feel like if you're moving through a season where things are shifting, maybe even faster than you expected, and you're like me, I want you to know this. Your expansion is not an accident. Your opportunities are not random. They are responding to the work that you have done. They're responding to your energy, right? To your healing, to your readiness. And you don't have to hold all of this alone, right? Again, support is what makes this expansion sustainable and like continues that momentum, right? So that is today's episode. I just wanted to kind of like let you in on a little bit of my personal life. I have a couple retreats that I'm going to in the new year, like all kinds of stuff. It's crazy. And I just feel like, I've been saying to my friends, I'm like, I just feel like I'm like on a bubble and I just need to be like burst out the other side, you know? Like I just feel like I'm like at this pressure point that doesn't really feel like pressure necessarily. Like it does, but it doesn't. I'm like, but I just feel like I'm like about to be launched onto the other side of wherever I am right now. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys today. So thank you for spending this time with me. Like I said, all my information for everything is down in the show notes. Feel free to reach out to me on Instagram as well if you have any questions or if you're curious. I only have 3 spots for those business energetic breakthrough sessions. So once they are gone for this month. And if there's anything else that you want to talk about or share with me, again, feel free to message me on Instagram. That's the easiest place to get a hold of me. So I will talk to you guys in the next episode. Thanks for being here.